These are disinformation maniacs, and they're really good at disinformation or misinformation, whichever one you want to use. They're close enough to each other. They all say they really want to run against President Trump, and then they go out and spend millions and millions of dollars to make sure I'm not the candidate. That's what they do. We want to run against Trump. By the way, let's put him under investigation in 19 different locations. No, but I did. I had a friend said, you must be the most honest human being, and because it would take days to find somebody. This has been going on for years. This is going on now for 6 years. 6 years! Ever since I came down that beautiful golden escalator in Trump Tower. The radical left thinks by doing all these sinister and venomous things, they're making us weaker, but actually they're making us much stronger and much more unified. Remember, I was also, we just talk about this as a byproduct, investigated by almost every committee in Congress, all of which failed. Remember that? I used to get a subpoena. I have a wonderful son named Eric Trump. I don't believe there's anybody in the history of our country, and this is a wonderful kid, this is a wonderful guy doing a great job. Every day he gets subpoena, subpoena, subpoena. He said, I think I have the world record, Dad. But they went after us for years, and, you know, it's amazing. People come up to me, a very strong guy a few days ago came up to me, a tough guy, very tough, very successful. Many of you would know his name, but I won't give his name because I don't know if he likes it. He's probably afraid to give his name. But he came up to me, could I ask you a question, Mr. President? What? How do you take it? I said, take what? The abuse that you're given by these people with all of the investigations. I couldn't last for 2 days. I said, do I have a choice? I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. But he's tough. But a lot of people ask me that. They ask me that question, how do you do it? And we still were one of the most successful presidents and administrations in the history of our country. Right? Right, Boris? For example, I took a dilapidated, broken, and tired landmark building in Washington, D.C., called the old post office. It was shot. It had been empty for, I don't know, different numbers, like 30 years, 50 years, many, many years. It sat there. It is before and after. But we took that building. We invested a tremendous amount of money and energy into it. And energy is just as hard as money. It's actually much harder. We spent a lot of time and a lot of effort and did a fantastic job, my family, myself. And we made it into an absolute work of art. It's so beautiful. And it opened, and it became very, very successful. In fact, I upped the budget during the course because I just like with the wall. I built the wall, and then I said, let's build more. We built more. He could have finished the rest of it in 3 weeks, just same thing. I said, let's go with all the best marble in the lobby. Let's go with the best fixtures, but we just upped it, and it was great. And someone comes along and says, how did he get the deal? How did he get it? I think that was another subpoena. How did I get it? Anybody else gets it, you know. But how did I get it? Then I sold it, and we made a profit. And then they wanted to start another investigation. And then they found out that I got it from the Obama administration long before I won the presidency, and that ended that. That was the end of that. That was the end of that. I got it from Obama. And by the way, the head of the GSA, who is very professional, and the people in the GSA are fantastic, by the way, but the head of the GSA, I believe, was fired shortly after that. When he heard I got it, he went crazy. Because he didn't like me much even before the fact. But I built a great company with very, very low debt and a tremendous amount of cash, and we do the things that we have to do. We do a great job, but they've done everything in their power to harass me and demean me, and also to demean the people in this room and the people in the Republican Party. That's all they're good at, demeaning people, leading people astray, because our movement's historic strength. The radical left Democrats have set the power of law enforcement against me at a level never seen before in the history of our country. You have no idea. I mean, people coming out. We have an MSDNC. You know what the MSDNC is? It's called MSNBC, but we call it MSDNC. That's Democrat National Committee. MS, Democrat National Committee. Who, another one got elected on, I'll take Trump down, I'll take Trump, and she's heading up a DA's office someplace. It is so horrible what they've done. And you know, they never get down to like, how do we make our country great? It's always like, let's investigate everybody, let's do, and they're the ones that should be investigated because they're the crooked people. Every freedom-loving American needs to understand the time to stand up to this growing tyranny is right now. You don't have time to waste. If you don't want to live under the boot of cruel and vindictive left-wing tyrants, then you need to stand with the MAGA, Make America Great Again movement. And we had it great. We had it great. We had it great. And remember, prior to the China virus coming into our country, COVID, they like to call it COVID, I like to call it more accurately, the China virus. But prior to the China virus coming in, we did numbers in the history of the world. Nobody's ever done the numbers we were doing. And then when that plague came in, we had to rebuild it again, and we did it a second time, and we handed them back a stock market that was higher than it was just prior to the China virus coming in, and much higher than it is right now, okay? Does anybody have a 401k? Is anybody happy with their 401k? I don't think so.